Well, my dear students, in the last class I have discussed what are resources, what are its features, what are the role in resource development, and what are the relationship between nature, technology and institutions. I also discussed classification of resources. Today I am going to discuss resource development. Resources are vital, as you all know, that resources are essential for individuals' development, for the development of the economy, for the development of industry, and for overall economic development of the mankind. Resources are in limited quantity, but indiscriminate use due to the invention of ultra-modern technology is creating numerous problems. Like, first problem is depletion of resources. Resources are limited in quantity, but its reckless use is responsible for depletion of resources. That means the resources will not be available for the future generations. Our posterity, our future generations will be devoid of resources due to our over-exploitation of resources. So it should be checked. Second is socio-economic problem. The socio-economic problem that the widening gap between the rich and the poor is galloping day by day due to over-exploitation. The richer sections of society or countries using ultra-modern technology and becoming richer day by day, while the poor people devoid of technology are becoming poorer day by day. This should also be checked. The third and the most important consequences is environmental degradation. Over-exploitation of resources can lead to environmental degradation like global warming, ozone layer depletion, climate change, land degradation, depletion of forests and wildlife, and the prevailing corona crisis is the culmination of this over-exploitation of resources. So it should be checked in a wise and proper way. The next topic is sustainable development. Sustainable development is the technique in which resources can be used in a sustainable manner without damaging the environment and keeping resources for the future generations. For this purpose, an Earth Summit was held in 1992 under United Nations, in which more than 100 countries, heads of states participated, and they agreed on Agenda 21. That means 1/3 of the land must be under forests, under vegetal cover to maintain ecological balance in the world. Without it, the planet will be in danger. The next topic is resource planning. Planning is a technique. The judicious use of resources is called resource planning. Resource planning is essential because resources are in limited quantity, so it should be used in a planned and sustained manner. The second thing is the distribution of resources over space and time is unequal. Some regions have vast resources, some regions are devoid of resources. Take for example, the peninsular states like Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh have vast mineral resources. On the other hand, the states on the northern plains like Punjab, Haryana, Bihar, UP are totally devoid of mineral resources. Arunachal Pradesh has vast reserves of water resources, but it lacked infrastructure and money to develop these. So resource planning is essential for our own development, otherwise it will impede our life. Next is resource conservation. Resources are limited and so its conservation is imperative. For resource conservation, ultra-modern technology should be developed so that it can minimize wastage of resources. Substitutes and alternatives should be adopted in place of metal, wood, and other substitutes should be used. Recycling of resources is also essential, and through these ways we can conserve our resources, which is limited. The next topic is land resources. Land is the prime resource, very vital resource, because we live on land, build our house on land. Land houses natural vegetation, wildlife. We do agricultural activities on land, and so land resources is also very vital for us. It should be noted. India's land relief features have different types of relief like mountains, plains and plateaus. India's 43% land is covered by most fertile alluvial and black soils. This is the granary of India. Plains provide not only food grains for teeming millions of population, but also fodder for our numerous animals. Agriculture also provides raw material to agro-based industries. Agriculture also provides commodities or items for export, which in turn bring foreign exchange for the countries on which our development depends. Second is mountain. The Himalayan mountain system is the mountains cover about 30% of our land resources. Mountains are the habitat of different types of rare wildlife, natural vegetation, medicinal herbs. It is the springboard of our perennial rivers, which is our lifeline. Mountains and its beauty is seen by tourists, and it begets foreign exchange for the country. And the third is plateaus. India's 27% land is covered by dissected, denuded and old plateaus. It is the storehouse of minerals. Almost all the metallic, non-metallic and energy minerals are obtained from these plateaus, on which our industrial development and economic growth completely depends upon. Land utilization. The use of land in different ways is land utilization. Our land utilization is unfavorable because most of our land is devoted to agriculture. 43% of our land is devoted to agriculture, which is not beneficial. 43% land is a net sown area. Net sown area is that area, on that land on which a crop is raised in a year. Net sown area depends upon monsoon rainfall. About 20 to 22% land is our gross sown area. Gross sown area are those lands in which more than 2 crops are raised in a year. This land depends upon artificial irrigation. The states of Punjab, Haryana and western parts of UP have most of our gross sown area. So net sown and gross sown area is enough for us. India has the highest percentage of net sown area in the world. But other things like forests, pasture land is very less. First of all, forest. Forest is very essential for ecological balance. But in India, only 22% land is under forest, which is minimum. And you have just learned that 33% land of a country must be under vegetal cover. But in our country, only 22% land is under forest. So it should be raised for our own safety. Second is pasture land. India has the largest number of animal, cattle in the world, but only 4% pasture land. And so our animals subsist on agricultural wastes and produce minimum quantity of milk. They are rickety. The third is wasteland. The industrial effusion, effluents, wastage are disposed on land, and the land is becoming degraded and becoming wasteland. The percentage of wasteland is increasing day by day, which is a matter of great concern for us. Another is fallow land. Fallow land is the land on which agriculture is done in 2 to 3 years in order to regain fertility. This should be managed either by providing irrigational facilities or by erecting canals to discharge water logging on it. Thank you.